Good morning, good morning. We're going to dive into our tarot study today. And I feel like I got little doggy ears. We are on the Fool still. And this is the OG one. I call it the OG, but this is the original Rider-Waite. And then we have, I'm going to try and remember the order that we've been looking at. This is the Mystical Moments Tarot. Tarot of Mystical Moments, and then we did I don't know if we did this the right order or not, but there's the Fool of, this is the Tarot of the Divine, or the Divine Tarot, whichever one that is. And then this is the Star Tarot. Oh, I forgot I gotta get that one. Because we're going to read out of the guidebooks this morning. I don't know why I said it like that, but let me just finish doing this. Okay, and then we had the Wanderer 0. This is from the Wildwood Tarot, and then I think that's what it's called. Yes, Wildwood Tarot. Then we have the Fool from the Good Tarot, and then we have, this is from the let me see what it's called. Come here. This is from the Wandering Star Tarot. There's that one. Okay, and then so she has like around her there, it says purity, potential, risk, innocence, and desire. So bear with me one second. I forgot this guidebook was over there. The Star Tarot one was over there. So, because I have all the other ones marked, but at least it's like easy to find because it's 0. So, there it is. Ooh, that's a long one though, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to put that down there. And then, so again, we look at all the different cards to see the different interpretations of the artists, and the creators that write these different guidebooks and their interpretation of the cards, because it all together, it puts together, it allows us to create our own story, and within each and every one of the readings too, and we may feel called to pull different tarot decks, and so we may get a couple of different fools out of a couple different decks in the same reading, and each one has their own story to tell, but we're also writing our own story by learning about all these other stories too, right? So anyway, let's dive into the guidebooks this morning. And guidebooks, I want you to know, are there to guide you. So if you feel like you need to read a guidebook, read a guidebook. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about reading the guidebook. When I first started doing readings, what helped me was, and so this is a reminder of you do you. Whatever feels right and true to you, whatever helps you to feel good in what you're doing, do that thing. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't worry about what they say you're supposed to do. Don't worry about that. We're making our own rules now. So how I first started was I would have the person send me a picture of them. And then I would use all the books. I'd pull the cards, and I would just use the one. At that time, I only used the one deck, the original Rider-Waite deck. And then I would, I always just did the Celtic Cross spread. Now I don't really use a spread like that. I just do it. And but then I did it every time. I did the same exact spread, only the original cards, Rider-Waite cards, and then they had them send me a picture, and then we'd said a little prayer together of calling in spirit to guide it for our highest good. And then and then I just deep dived. I said, all right, I'll send you your reading when it's ready. And so I studied the cards. I read all the things. I watched videos. I took a long time. to really dive into their reading, each and every one, and like really learn each step by step. And then when I felt ready, and I would take notes in the notebook, and then when I felt ready to do like do the actual reading part, like to pull it all together, then I would put the camera like over where you could see the cards, just the cards, and then I would talk, and then I would kind of go over my notes and read my notes, and then kind of fill in if I felt like it needed to, like where I felt guided to. Then I would start letting myself speak more just through guidance and not through just my notes. But that's how I started. I never showed my face. I mean, you could look back at these old videos too of like even doing the tarot study. I never showed my face because I was just Zeke. And so do this your own way. That's the point. Do this your own way. Read the books if you want to read the books. Read the books. They're there for a reason. They're not like, so don't feel bad about reading the books. Read the books. And you don't feel like if you're reading the books now, that means you're going to be reading the books forever. You're not giving yourself a crutch. You're giving yourself a leg up. You're helping yourself grow. It's kind of like how you're not saying giving a toddler a walker and being not giving them a walker because you're saying, sorry, dude, if I give you a walker, you're never going to be able to walk on your own. That's stupid, right? That's dumb. You're going to like give the kid a walker, or let the little baby push a walker, and it helps them like get that feeling of being upright, right? Until they can get their own sea legs get their own legs underneath them. And so feel good about whatever it is that you're doing that's helping you grow. So we're going to start with, this is tarot. I'm just starting with however I have them stacked because I was just grabbing them. And I'm not reading all the guidebooks that I have because I don't know where they are, but we're just going to read from a few here. Tarot of the Divine. That is... So I better get these ready too. So just in case they correlate with the picture. So there's tarot. This is for this one. And then, okay. The Little Mermaid, Denmark, Danish fairy tale. Oh, I just thought about, I had that mermaid energy come through in the session the other day. I wonder if this has kind of brought it on a little bit. Denmark, Danish fairy tale. The fool rests on the pinnacle of a decision. She is ready to dive out of her subconscious and into the physical world, to transform from animal into human. I love spirit so much. Our reading was all about transmutation and forming this union. So I love it when they do that. Okay, keep going. She is carefree and excited by a new life, regardless of warnings. Upright meaning, beginnings, possibilities, impulsiveness, innocence, and a free spirit. Perfect. Okay, next. Sorry, I'm going to try and get going because there's so many to go through. This is the Light Seers Tarot guidebook, and we haven't done that full card yet, but we will tomorrow. So I'm not going to search through it now and make you wait. Light Seer. New beginnings, potential, adventures, enthusiasm, awakening, innocence, and optimism. Every dream achieved begins with the seemingly foolish notion that there is something bigger out there, something greater to explore and to become. I'm getting like, my crown is like tingling on this one. This childlike optimism comes from deep within your knowing, and it reminds you that you can achieve all the magical things that you've been dreaming about. The journey of the soul begins with a single step, and you may find yourself on the edge of an epic journey. Turn towards your future with enthusiasm and know that a divine leap of faith is required in order to claim the reward that the abyss is offering. You may not feel ready. You may not be ready, but there is magic in the air, and the universe is waiting to support you with the infinite love and guidance. Trust your intuition as you swan dive into the seed of potential. And then they have an affirmation. I am ready for this adventure down my soul path. And I always liked how she has this like laid out there. All right, so that's number 2. This one will go back up there. And then, okay. And then now we have the Good Tarot, which is this one. So I'm interested to see what this one was, because remember I'd said that I was like having a hard time seeing the Fool in that one. So this is the Good Tarot, Click, Bear, and Read. Enthusiasm. I know that a spiritual approach rarely appears logical and sometimes even seems impractical. However, when this card appears, I can take a risk and trust that with faith, anything is possible. The invisible realms will reveal each step along the way. I am meant to experience the regardless of where I am meant to experience this regardless of where I travel. This is a time when I'm learning that I am a spiritual being having a human experience. That card goes well with our reading too. Oyana siano tuyano oyana. So this is okay. So that's how we're connecting this with the Fool, is that it's just a confirmation too of just to be fully guided no matter what, like even if you can't see where it's the leap is leaping into, you can't see where you're leaping into, you can't see where you're going at this point, but you're allowing yourself to be fully guided because you are. It's that reminder of I am fully human, fully divine, which is from our reading earlier. And then so this is like that confirmation of like being fully, allowing yourself to be fully guided and just leaping in, just sleeping in. And so that's good. I'm glad that we read this, because see, that's how good the little books are, because it helps you whenever you can't see clearly the image that they're trying to show you. Read the book. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, there's that one. I think I sandwiched that. I didn't mean to do that. Oopsies. There's that. There's that. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to clear the way. Tarot of Mystical Moments. The Fool, an adventurous young girl, begins... Oh, wait, sorry. Here, hang on. This is that one. And then... young girl begins her journey by walking through a blooming garden. The Fool is pure and innocent and ventures out unencumbered. She enjoys herself and is curious about her surroundings. Her companion is a small bird, which represents the liberty to go anywhere. The path she is walking on is actually the tail of a huge crocodile hiding in the shadows of the garden. But the Fool is not aware of the danger in front of her. She knows that life is full of surprises, and one has to be willing to take risk in order to experience life fully. Spontaneity, bold beginnings, adventure, naivety, new horizons, and potential. So there's that, and that's from that one. Okay. So there's that, and let's put this up here, and then let's keep going. Now we're going on to, this is the, there we go. Can we skip both into focus, please? Thank you. Like I have a cameraman. Whoop. So, okay. The Wandering Star. There again, the Fool. Let's see. Purity, potential, risk, innocence, and desire. I really am enjoying this. Thank you so much for learning with me. You are pure potential. The Fool asks you to draw upon the spirit of youth, innocence, and wonder. This card is about starting anew and once again marching to the gentle beat of your heart's desire, no matter where you are in your life's journey. The Fool card is energetically connected to the planet Uranus, the representing change and new beginnings. So throw caution to the wind. I like how they have the astrological connection there. So throw caution to the wind, take a bold leap, and have faith that you will be caught by loving hands of the universe. The world may call you foolish, but it takes courage to commit to the path of full soul embodiment. Oh, I love that. Wisdom begins in wonder. Socrates. I love that. Love that. Love that. Okay. Next. We're going to the Wildwood Tarot. This is a newer deck for me, which I am excited about having. I've only used it a few times. Okay, the position on the wheel. The wanderer stands in the heart of the human cycle, in the innermost circle of the wheel. Poised between the beginning and the end, the figure waits for guidance across the abyss of awareness and into the calm of the archetypal consciousness. And the wheel that they are talking about, I believe the only wheel that I've seen in here is the wheel of the year. So I was going to see if I could find it real quick, and if I can't, then I'm not going to hold you. Oh, wait, there. Okay, so here is, so it's like the wheel of the year, but it's let me, so see how they have that. So it's very like, it has definitely more of like the reason why I'm called to this deck, and it feels, gosh, it's like emotion kind of went through me. It has like this shaman connection. It has this like Celtic feel, druid feel, like very earthy, very like green. Okay, so I want to spend more time with this deck and this book. This is the first time I've even read out of this book. So let me show you the wonder again. So there's, oh crap, I just wish I could get this to focus better. So there's the book and the card together. And so let's keep going here so I don't keep you all day. Description: poised on the edge of the white chalk cliff, the wanderer prepares to step across the abyss into the wild wood beyond. Ahead lies the faint suggestion of a rainbow arch onto which the wanderer must step. The leap across the void is greeted with open arms. So the void, sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting myself, but the void has been coming up a lot, and the void keeps as coming up as far as like, if it's like into the unknown, into the, but also into like, if you ask to go into the void, like in meditation and in spirit, it is just like, it's this it is everything and it is nothing. It is all that is, and it is nothing. It's the void. It's beyond understanding. So, there you go. Okay, so the void is greeted in open arms and a deep trust that the wings of imagination and honesty will carry the figure onto the lush green turf of a new path. Clothed in bark and the soft green mosses and foliage that symbolize the protective and healing essence of nature, the wanderer is neither strongly male nor female, both genders combining in the slender body. Love that. The figure's naked feet tread lightly on the sweet warm grass at the cliff edge, and across the divine deep shadowed trees stand ready to receive this newcomer into the wild wood. Amid the leaves of the tangled wood is the merest suggestion of a face, perhaps the spirit of the wood. All right, now we got to look at this because I didn't see that before. Okay, I see you. All right, see if you can find the face. Oops, sorry. Can you see it? Can you see it? Like I'll give, like, look where the faces of the wanderer is looking. It kind of looks like an owl, kind of looks like a tree, kind of looks like a, you're coming at me, kind of look. Okay. At this moment, the burdens of the past are set aside, either for the wanderer to pick up and take along, or to leave behind if the weight is too great. The wheel of the year is beginning its great cycle, bringing a new range of possibilities and challenges. The wanderer is ready to make the leap into the unknown, and all that is required is faith. The wanderer represents the wisdom or courage to let go, to step into the void of the possible. Something within you may have already begun this unconscious, instinctive leap across the abyss. You know it is time to move on. Sometimes the fear of loss or failure may make you doubt the validity of change. You may want to wait or hesitate at the critical moment because of the comfort of security, but the momentum of the great wheel has already sent the true heart of the wanderer into the future, leaping across the gap of courage and joy, with courage and joy. Now the figure must leave the burdens that have been carried for so long and trust the wings of the imagination. The wander is both an end and a beginning. The one journey has already come full circle, and as you distill your life experience into sacred memory and put the past and its burdens to rest, the future waits patiently for you to make the first move. Remember that your wisdom, strength, and whatever personal experiences and skills you have may not help you now. The honest spirit of human inquisitiveness leads you beyond yourself and into a new life. This unconscious energy creates a rainbow bridge that rises and greets your foot. It will carry you over the void as you step, trusting and empowered, into the unknown. You may come to a junction or a turning point in your life. It may be an unconscious state in which you feel the tide has turned or sense something is going to happen. In a way, it already has. The spirit must move on, and the desire to leap into the unknown beckons. This may mean leaving behind or giving up baggage or burden that you have carried with you from the past. Now is the time to be clear and not let fear of falling or sad delusion with the universe hold you back. Let your imagination carry you into a new set of possibilities. It is a time to travel hopefully and open your arms to new and challenging aspects of the universe. Roots and branches, which I'm assuming means key phrases and words. Blind faith, a blank slate, the inner child, a leap in the dark, following your heart, the seeker after knowledge of truth, the primal impulse, a vision of illumination that pulls you forward. Oh, I like it so much. So there's the wander. That's how it's laid out. Wildwood Tarot. And then the wander again there. Wildwood Tarot there. All right. Moving on. That was long. But I like it. I like it. I'm glad we read that. I'm glad we're doing this. Thank you. Thank you. I really feel like it's thanks to Mary Magdalene for this time. Like she's helping to push me to do these things that I want to do anyway. But it put off lots of reading, and I don't like it on my eyeballs, but it's good for the soul. All right, so now we're going to look at the Star Tarot. This is the one that I feel like is the goofiest looking card of the bunch. Here you go. The Viking, like he's riding the invisible horse. Which that's probably not the case. The Fool, the fearless journeyman. The Fool wants to experience life. His energy is like a spring emerging from winter. Like spring, not a spring, but like spring emerging from winter. Renewal is felt in his soul. The Fool is the fun-loving, playful, spontaneous child in all of us. He is excited about what lays before him and is always ready to spring forward into action. The Fool is always on an adventure/journey, looking for new opportunities. He represents the beginning of and the end of a journey or cycle. The Fool's number 0 is symbolic of the infinite and mysterious unknown. His goal is to transcend and bridge the two worlds of the subconscious and the conscious, spirit and physical. Again, bam. I feel like, who's that chef? Bam. Yeah, the name's gone. But again, it goes so well with their reading from today. The Fool represents your youthful, trusting side. He is guided by his intuition and an enthusiasm for life's experiences. Though he may not know what drives him, it is his inner desire to seek out entitlement and find his full spiritual potential in this world. He starts his journey spontaneously, living moment to moment. The Fool is fearless, moving toward change and challenges. He represents our continual journey into new cycles of life experiences. With the completion of each cycle, he acquires more knowledge, traveling forward to the next cycle of the unknown with courage and enthusiasm. The Fool's journey onward uses his intuition, preparing to conquer the next dragon around the corner. This is a lot. Okay. We can do it. Okay. The Fool is not... I guess... Any point in time you need to pause this to go to the bathroom or get some water, you totally can. The Fool is not a serious character. He always starts his journey in a light and happy fashion, with no plans for the future or attachments to the past. He represents reincarnation in the purest form. He carries innocent wisdom with him. He is like a young child taking his first step, not sure what to expect, but continuing without fear. If he falls, he gets up and tries again. The Fool contains all possibilities. His deeper... I feel like I'm supposed to read that again. The Fool contains all possibilities. Let that sink in. His deeper message is to know and trust yourself. But it's for you. The message for you is for you to know and trust yourself. And isn't that like what we're trying to get to? Yes. Okay. By using his inherent knowledge combined and balanced with spontaneity and awareness, he lets each day be a new day with new possibilities. He doesn't let the past baggage weigh him down on his journey. He encourages you to take risks and have faith. If things don't work out, pick yourself up, dust off, and move on. Knowing that the experience you had is just one of the many good and or challenging on this path of life and spiritual growth. Brush it off, baby. Brush it off. The Fool doesn't care so much of what society and others thinks. Oh, we need to pull the Fool in, pull her in. He works from the very core of what is true for his heart and will say so. I love Spirit so much, and how and Mary Magdalene, and how she is weaving all this together, how she had us start with the Fool for this tarot study, and all of these readings so far with this month, with her being our main guide, is just weaving all of this in. I mean, this is where we're at. Okay. He is not afraid to make mistakes. He knows the magic of life is being true to yourself. The Fool always has faith in spirit, life, and others. His trusting nature moves forward with an open heart. He represents an innocent child in each of us being birthed into the world in the purest form, before society and people shadow our inner awareness. He has no attachment to the outcome of his journey. He is on the road of discovery, experiencing life's challenges and gifts. We are all on our individual journeys. Each completion of a journey starts us at the gate of another and has transformed yet again. The Fool represents the hero's journey, taking chances, leaping into the unknown, following one's inner truth, trusting the self, and embracing life's experiences with the spirit of your life force. Change in a new cycle in life is offered up. You may be taking a leap of faith. Step into your personal adventure with lightness of heart and awareness of true self. Let your intuition guide you through the unknown journeys that lay ahead. Be the fearless journeyman or journeyman. So we do have one more paragraph to read, but I just wanted to show you again, look at this big ass book. I mean, this is substantial. I mean, because normally you get this. And this is this. So a normal tarot, this is this tarot, and then also the other, where did it go? This I got pushed back. The wild one is a big one too. So these two are my biggest guidebooks. Woo-wee. Yeah, that gave my eyeballs a break just talking about that. All right, listen. Bring it home. And I promise you there's no more guidebooks after this. Okay, the Fool descends down to the conscious world of his new adventure. The crystal he holds in his hand symbolizes memory and gifts that he brings from his past journeys. The 8-pointed star is his guiding light, reminding him, as above, so below. So they're talking about the individual things here. So I'm going to try and hold that to where that. I'll just hold that first. Okay. The butterfly symbolizes the transformation during his journey. The Fool carries his staff that connects him to the heavens as well as the earth. The morning glories growing from on the staff are forever blooming as a reminder of the possibilities and opportunities that are always there, regenerating in our lives. The raven calls our subconscious, reminding the Fool and all of us that The magic in life is available when we quiet ourselves and listen. The crocodile represents ancient instincts of survival, as well as the fish god, a symbol of fatherhood, motherhood, and the creative energy that is expressed and materialized when two are in balance. The crocodile is partially submerged in the pond of the subconscious and knowledge. He peeks his head and tail out into the conscious realm, maintaining the balance between the two realms. The rivers, see, I should never make fun of one of these cards again. It has so much meaning, and I was like, it's just a Viking riding an invisible horse. The river starts in the high mountains and constantly flows into the pool, forever replenishing thoughts and experiences. Oh, I love that. I'm going to read that again. Aren't you excited? Because we haven't read enough. The river starts in the high mountains and constantly flows into the pool, forever replenishing thoughts and experiences. The sun rises behind the mountains, representing a new day and adventure. The waxing crescent moon behind the fool's head represents new beginnings. The white roses on the fool's head represent a crown of innocent and purity. We're reading the rose codes in our group, so that's nice to have that tie-in. The fool is on his way to test his instincts and explore new worlds. Astrologically, the fool is associated with the planet Uranus, or Uranus. Originality, rebellion, unconventional, free will, and sudden events. We did it. We made it. We made it, everybody. We made it. Okay. Again, there's that fool. And I apologize, fool, for like underestimating you. Apparently, you've got all kinds of depth. I mean, look at that. So again, that's called the if you're interested in that deck there, that's the Star Tarot. This was one of my only have a few decks that were gifted to me, and this is one of them. So there you go. And so it's special. It's special, even if it is a Viking riding an invisible pony. So we have all of our full cards. Tomorrow, you haven't seen them all though, because tomorrow we'll do the, we still have to do the Light Seers deck too. You'll see that one tomorrow. So there's all the fools. Look at all those fools. And it's just so, I'm just so grateful for this journey, because this is like, it's just, there's so many, this, like, seeing all these cards, you can kind of also look at it like all the different facets of ourselves, right? All the different times we start again, all the different parts of ourselves that are just like so fresh and new to us in this journey, like that we're learning about ourselves in this, and like all the different parts that we're bringing back to ourselves and like pulling back into it as a whole, like all these past selves that we're changing the way that we looked at her in the past, and like forgiving and loving on her and bringing her into the fold, and all the newness that we can bring into this path, and like not letting the old like overshadow, right? We're bringing in and looking at all these different parts of ourselves in a new way, and bringing them into the fold, and letting them be a part of the whole, and letting them be something that kind of builds us up instead of pulling us down. And this is such a new journey for all of us. No matter how many years you've been in this, it's still a new journey for all of us. And I'm grateful. I'm just very, 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 very grateful for the journey itself, and for being on it with you and all of this. I'm just so grateful. And just let us remember to embrace the full each and every day, looking at this world in a new way, and all of our parts in a new way, not in this old, tainted, shadowy way, but in a way that is new and full of hope and full of inspiration of what's to come. So again, thank you for joining me on this journey, and I will see you tomorrow with our next book, because we still have more books to read. I think we may only have the one more tarot card though to look at, and then but we'll still keep reading the different books and whatnot, and still keep looking into the ones that we have looked at already, and just each day reading another book. We'll only read one book tomorrow. that's we just wanted to read all those guidebooks together in one day, just to get them out of the way and just be not done with them, but just instead of having like one little tiny little book each day, just read them all in one day. So we're done. All the guidebooks are done. Tomorrow we'll dive into another book. I don't know which one. Tarot and astrology we still have to go. We still have tarot's no questions asked. We have tarot. We still have the holistic tarot, maybe, or no, whatever, 78 degrees of wisdom. We still have books to read. So this study is not over. Excuse me. Remember I think I'm probably going into the reading. I'm letting everything bleed together. But if you went through the reading, remember your power statement. Allow that to be your fuel on this fool's journey for this month. And we'll come up with a new statement maybe next month to keep us going. But thank you for learning with me, growing, healing, all the things. Much love.